Guess where I'm going tomorrow?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
It is currently Saturday night, October 26th, 7:56 p.m. Nope, 57 p.m. exactly, to be precise. It's been a pretty productive day for me, I will say. I got up and went to the gym, and my trainer wasn't able to make it, so I did a workout on my own, which I felt very proud of myself for doing. Although I just had to follow like the app that they give me, which I love. Like, it just tells me exactly what to do, shows me little videos on how to do them. And then I went into the theater room, which that's like my favorite place in the world right now. Like, going into the theater room at the gym, because the lighting is perfect. I get to keep my headphones on. Like, obviously you can do whatever you want, but get to keep my headphones on and watch the movie. And today was Dolphin Tale, and that movie, from what I saw, is very sad. Um, just a lot of sadness. I mean, obviously it's like a family kids movie, so it probably gets better. But um, yeah, then I came home. I got my car serviced, which I had a feeling it was going to be. He's going to need a lot of stuff. I didn't need a lot of stuff, but it needed one thing that costs a lot of money, and so it was more than I wanted to spend. But you know what? It is what it is, I guess. Um, I guess it's better to be preventative than to deal with something down the line because you neglected your vehicles. Just FYI. I knew someone once that thought that you just had to put oil in your car. Like, they didn't know you had to change it. And I think it was the same person. We saw their tires and they were seriously like so flat. Like, they look like those race cars, those like long skinny ones, those tires, just completely flat. Not flat, bald is what I meant. Completely bald. But yeah, so then I came home and I just kind of started getting to work. I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow. Shocker. I don't think anybody saw that one coming. I just, yeah, it kind of feels like I'm not going to be there tomorrow. Like, it just doesn't feel real. And I know it's just Disneyland, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like I'll be getting on a plane tomorrow and going to Disneyland. It just doesn't. So anyway, I got laundry done. My downstairs is finally starting to come together. I'm like looking at it right now. The office I sit in, my desk faces the window or the door. There are two French doors that I have open right now into my living room downstairs, and it's just so clean and organized, and my magazines are stacked neatly. And although this room is messy again because I just put everything back in here that needs to go in here, I need to start hanging things on the wall. I'm currently looking at my Dua Lipa signed autograph photo that I bought on Facebook Marketplace from someone. I'm looking at my Challengers poster that Catherine got me. I'm looking at my Ariana Grande poster from the Dangerous Woman tour. Yeah, so I need to start hanging all this stuff up. But yeah, I got that done. I went for a walk with my dog in the sunshine. I came home. I had some dinner. I've been really into Brussels sprouts lately, and I usually just boil everything, which is, it gets old after a while. So I TikToked, as I do, and I saw you cut them in half. They told me to put maple syrup on it, but I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't do it. Plus, I think that defeats the purpose of them being healthy. Um, so I cut them in half, put olive oil on a pan, put it in the oven through 350 with like some seasoning on it for like 25 minutes ish. And then I had some ground beef, and I had some, this is like my current obsession right now, a sweet potato that I cut up and then put in the air fryer with olive oil and some more seasoning. That's really good. And I've Googled, I don't know if I'm doing the wrong thing, but it says one sweet potato is 150 calories. I'm like, is that for one serving? And they said no. Google said no. It said it's for a standard size sweet potato. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going for it. But yeah, last night my friend Mallory and I went shopping. I only bought one thing, and it was something I actually needed. And we went to this restaurant, I think Taqueria. Oof, I don't even know, like 27 or 17. It was pretty good. I liked it. And then we went to Daybreak, which is in South Jordan, Utah, obviously. And we went and walked around most of the houses that are all like decorated. There was one that was massive, and it was a Harry Potter themed house. Like, you walk around the outsides because it's like on a lake, a man-made lake, and there's like trails and whatever, and you just walk around the neighborhood. And like, they had Barbie house, they had the Ken house, they had what other house did they have? They had the weird Barbie house. They didn't do much with that one. That one could have been like much more. But yeah, so I tagged along with my friend Mallory, and it was fun. It was a good night, and it wasn't too cold. It was like, it was cold. Like, we had sweaters and stuff on, but I'm like, this feels so weird for it to be October, the end of October, and it's still this warm outside at night. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, I made a TikTok about that. Let's see. I have like TikTok ideas, and I have 2 TikToks in the works. I'm like, I just need to get them finished. But then I'm like, watch me post them and they get no views. Although I did post one funny one the other day, and it did pretty well, for me at least, you know what I mean? So I just need to be more consistent. I need to get those views. I need to get the eyeballs on me so people will start listening to this. Yeah, that is it. So, yeah, I decided to record earlier, obviously, because I'll be gone Monday. I think the tiredness is setting in. So let me lock in, let me focus and get this done, because I'm ready for bed. But I'm all packed, you guys. That is a huge milestone. It's only a 2-day trip, 3-day technically. And it's the Disneyland. Like, I'm not going to need tons of stuff. So, but packing, I despise packing. I hate packing. I don't mind unpacking. People seem to hate that more. I actually find that quite easy, because what I do when I'm traveling is the clothes that I've worn or are dirty or whatever, I fold inside out, so that when I get home, they're all in their little section. I know all the ones that are folded inside out just go in the hamper, and the ones that are not just go back in the drawer, and you just put everything away really quickly and put your suitcase away. Like, it's so easy. But packing, I hate thinking of what I'm going to be in the mood to wear, and what if I forget something, and no, I can't wear that because I have to use this, and I don't want to take that, and it's just so much. But it's pretty easy. It's just shirts and shorts because it's going to be sunny. But yeah, so what else was I going to talk about today? I learned on TikTok, I don't know if there's any dentists listening to this, but if there is, thank you. I saw on TikTok this lady, and the TikTok had like 1 million views or likes, so more views than that. And she said she went to the dentist and she had lots of little cavities, and then she called her dentist friend who lived in Florida or something, and she's like, yeah, so those are like micro cavities or whatever. I don't really know what she said. And she's like, but how do you brush your teeth? And she's like, I brush, then floss, then mouthwash. And she's like, no, you're supposed to floss, then mouthwash, and then brush. You're supposed to think of the toothpaste as like lotion for your teeth. And she's like, yeah, you just have seen all the commercials, and that's what they tell you to do, but it's actually the opposite. So I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I've been doing it, and I guess it's just a new way to brush my teeth. We'll see. I don't know if anyone disagrees with that. I don't know. I honestly, I didn't start flossing until recently, like the last year probably, because it's so hard to get the floss in your mouth. So then I started buying those little stick things, which I know people are going to say is not good for the environment, but you know what? whatever. I don't get coffee, so there you go. My not getting a coffee cup counteracts the tooth floss I use. Yeah, okay, let's get started, I guess. There's a lot to talk about, but there's also not. I just felt like last week I had so much to talk about because of how I planned out the episodes I was recording. Okay. Jennifer Lawrence is pregnant again. Baby number 2. I think she has a little boy. I could be wrong. She's married to like an artist. And I don't know, she's very private. It's just so weird to me that, how funny she is. She'd be so hilarious on Twitter. The fact that she doesn't have social media is so crazy to me. Because like you've seen over the years, like Jennifer Aniston has social media, and Jessica Chastain, you would think that as serious of an actor as she is, she wouldn't have social media, but I'm pretty sure I heard it from The Rock himself, because we talk all the time, that his contracts, he makes more money because he has followers that he can promote to whatever project he's working on, which makes sense. And he has like a couple 100 million followers, if I'm correct. So it just surprises me that she didn't take advantage of her, obviously she's A-list celebrity, but she didn't take advantage of it back when Hunger Games was massive. Let's see, Jennifer Lawrence kid, Cy Maroney. So it's a little boy. I'm just saying, I don't really know. Yeah, she's having another baby, so that means we're probably not getting any movies. Well, that's not true. We might be getting some, but then there'll be a lull. I guess she really hasn't been in much lately. Should we see if she's working on anything? My favorite app, IMDb. I love her. And if you guys haven't seen the movie she was in last year, oh gosh, what's it called? Dang it, why did I forget the name of it? No Hard Feelings. It's based like on a true story. Obviously it's like fabricated a lot, but it's so funny. She has 5 upcoming movies. The Wives, which is in pre-production. I wonder how she's gonna do that, because this is the one we talked about before, where it's based on like the Housewives. Mob Girl in development. What is that about? Mob Girl. After years as a mob girlfriend, a woman began to get in on the action herself, eventually becoming a police informant and major witness in the government's case against a crime family. Interesting. It's in pre-production. The only person on the call list, the cast list, is Jennifer Lawrence. There's one called Sue. It says it's in development. A biopic of Hollywood super agent Sue Mangers. And she's also the only one on that call list. What else? What else is she going to be in? This one is in post-production. It's called Die, My Love. In a remote, forgotten rural area, a mother struggles to maintain her sanity as she battles with psychosis. Oh, Robert Pattinson's in that. And Lakeith Stanfield? Interesting. Nick Nolte's in it. If you don't know who he is, you do. You just don't know the name. Interesting. That one, I wonder if it's going to be like an Oscar contender. And then there's an untitled Jennifer Lawrence / Amy Schumer project, which, plot unknown, described as a comedy about sisters with opposing personalities. One is type A, short, with a lifelong dream of becoming a flight attendant. The other is simply a mess. Who is shorter? I feel like Amy Schumer is shorter. Does it say how tall they are? Let's see. How tall is Jennifer Lawrence? 5'9". Okay, how tall is Amy Schumer? 5'7". That's not that big of a deal. It's a weird thing to put in a description. Did I read that right? I could have read that totally wrong. Oh well, we're moving on. Moving on. So, is the James Charles like hate train over? Because he's kind of funny. I'm sorry to say it, but his reviewing car videos, he's actually pretty funny and he's pretty quick witted. Um, I don't know. Obviously, the whole talking to minors thing is not good, but I don't think he had bad intentions. I just think that he got carried away. You know what I mean? Um, but he's pretty funny, and his new song is kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember any of it, but it's pretty good. He just seems to be forcing music upon us, and they're all kind of like, okay, whatever. But this new one is all right. I'll give it to him. He's been promoting it like crazy. Should we see if it's on TikTok? Let's see. James. Oh wait, no. James Charles. He has 40. Oh, sorry. He has 39 million followers. That is crazy. Sorry, I'm getting feedback in the microphone, probably because of this phone. Okay, here it is. I wonder how real his voice is. I mean, I guess we've heard it when he sings at his store openings or whatever. See, it's pretty catchy. I don't know if I'll like download it or anything, but I don't know. I mean, get it. Like, he's giving like Trisha Paytas, like when rich people just like do things because they want to. You know what I mean? Like, because they can. Like, he can do this and like rent out a studio, and that was like part of his music video he was in. I don't know. I just think it's funny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the car videos, he's trying to buy a new car, and he wants it to be an electric, I think an SUV. And so I think it just started out, he rented a couple cars and would do reviews on them, and now car companies send him the cars to review. And he did like a Bentley. I think he did a Lamborghini, he did a Maybach, he did a Genesis. He did the electric Hummer. He did... what else did he do? I can't remember. Anyway, but he still bought a car. And everyone in the comments is like, I'm so sad when you finally get a new car because I don't want this to end. It's pretty entertaining, I will say. Let's see. American Horror Story. Addison Rae might be in the new American Horror Story. She also has a new song. It's called Aquamarine. And it's not as good as Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi was just like a pop culture phenomenon. It was just like perfect. It was perfect for its time. It was perfect for TikTok videos. It was perfect. It was just like a perfect summer song. And this one just, I don't know, it doesn't really. I saw someone on TikTok and they're like, this song is pop perfection. I'm like, what? What are you even talking about? I also want to clarify something. On TikTok a lot lately, I've been getting these people who are pop culture like obsessed, like more than I am. And I just like pop culture. I don't know all these like inside scoops, and like, I mean, a lot of times I do, but I don't know, like, I'm not here to dissect things and analyze things, and like, there's some people that go so hard on it, and then at the end of the video, they're just like hating on people, and I'm like, Kate, I don't want this to be like that. I want to bring you the news of pop culture. I want to talk about things that are popular. I don't want to like. I'm so sick of the downfall videos. Like, we talked about that Be Better guy. He still has. I checked the other day. He has like 800,000 followers still. That's down 200,000 from before his whole scandal thing. He was the guy that would do the downfall of Blake Lively, the downfall of Addison Rae, the downfall of Kourtney Kardashian, the downfall of Noah Beck. He like do all these, and he was just he's like, I'm just trying to help. This is my honest feedback. And I'm like, no, you're just being a bitch. That's what you are. You're not like. And then it turns out his whole company is a scam, getting his honey from ancient monks in Greece, and you can just buy it online. Like, it's not like this sacred thing that he's like only men are allowed to be in this monastery. Like, I'm like, you just made the whole thing up. But then I see like on YouTube, it's like the downfall of Tim Burton, the downfall of this, the downfall of that. I'm like, my God, could you imagine accomplishing as much as these people, and then you have kind of like a lull, or maybe you're just taking a break, or you're just like playing around with your art or your music or your movies, like just want to do something silly, and people are like, oh, the downfall, the complete and utter like disaster that they just released. Like, I'm like, you guys need to chill out. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like they have people like dissecting all of this stuff and why certain songs and certain albums didn't do well and why this. I'm like, can we just like enjoy it? And what is oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Jaden Smith. What did he say in that interview? It was so cringy. And he's like talking about how his friends, all they care about is like the popular celebs or whatever, and he's like, can we talk about the economic state of our country right now? I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? You come from one of the richest families in the country and you're saying that? Like, you don't say that. You don't say, guys, let's sit and chat about the economy. I guess maybe now. No, I doubt he does it because he's rich. But like me and my friends talk about it all the time because we can't afford anything. We were talking about how expensive apartments are yesterday, and we were talking about how we don't. I think they're coming around now because it's just more prevalent. But our parents, like, they don't truly understand how expensive it is to rent an apartment nowadays. Like a 1-bedroom apartment in Utah is like $1,400 minimum, I would say. And that's just the rent. That's not the utilities. That's not the parking fees. That's not like anything else. You know what I mean? And plus, you have to have first month's rent. You have to have deposit first month and last month's rent, deposit, cleaning fee. Like, it's impossible. And so, yeah. Anyway, my friends and I talk about it all the time. There is like a studio apartment building in Utah County, and it faces north. You like never get any sunshine. A studio apartment, and it's $1,700 a month for studio. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around it in big cities. I can't wrap my head around it especially in smaller places. But like, it shouldn't be like that. Why are they allowed to do this to us? I don't know. Anyway, just a thought. Just some venting. Doja Cat has released a vinyl of her newest album. What was the album even called? Let's find out. I just know it had Demons on it, and which I love that song. The cover art for that is so scary though. It's really, really scary, and it makes me not want to look at it. Like, the first time I saw it, it's like, you know when you see those images and they just kind of haunt you? Like, when I was in the theater, I don't know why I used to go watch scary movies. I really, truly don't understand. Because now I hate them. But when we were watching Insidious, and if you've seen Insidious, they're like sitting at this kitchen table, and then it pans over to the guy, and all of a sudden there's this scary red, like, demon face behind him. And it, like, seared into my brain. Same with Sinister. So the room I'm sitting in right now, the basement used to be unfinished, and this is where my bed used to be. And when I came home from watching Sinister, I was terrified. I was so scared. So scared. I slept with the lights on. I think I was home alone, and I brought our farm dog in and made him sleep next to my bed because I was so scared. He's like wondering, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why am I in the house? But I was scary that you look like the part where he looks out the kitchen window and in the bushes there's that scary face. So yeah, that's the same with Demons. Doja Cat. And I kind of gotten over it, but it was really, really, really scary. Okay, so it is $32. How is this cheaper than Jimmy Fallon's Christmas album? I'm just super curious about that. And why is it cheaper at Target? Well, I guess I just answered my question. At Target, it's $32.99. At Urban Outfitters, it's $39.98. We went to Urban Outfitters yesterday, and the last, like, 12 times I've been in there, I don't go in there a lot, so this is, like, spanning a while. They are just going downhill. It just looks like shit in there. And, like, nothing, like, they, like, yesterday they had just boxes and boxes and boxes stacked up. I am so tired of all these companies just cramming crap into stores. Can we, like, have room to breathe? Can we talk about the economic state of the economy? But we went into, when we were in Phoenix, we went to Tilly's, and you couldn't even walk. First of all, every 5 seconds was a new employee approaching you, asking you if they needed help. And I'm looking around, I'm like, how many people in here actually work here versus are shopping here? But you couldn't even move. Like, you were hitting aisles on both sides of you. I'm like, you guys, I don't know who is deciding this. I don't know what companies and CEOs and executives are deciding to cram more stuff into stores, but stop it. Stop it. It is so frustrating. It is so agonizing. Is that the right word? That's probably not the right word. It is so frustrating. Okay, the album is called... It's all sold out. The digital's not. I don't understand why artists still sell digital stuff. Okay, the Scarlet Due to Claude. That sounds weird. Did you know she named this after the guy on Hunchback of Notre Dame? What's his name? What's the evil guy's name? I also thought that was a woman growing up, like probably into my adulthood. I didn't realize it was a man. Evil man on Hunchback. And I just found out that Demi Moore played is it Esmeralda? Yeah. I mean, I don't know why I didn't click, and it's not because I was like, wait, I think this sounds like her. No, it was on like a TikTok video. Judge Claude Frollo. That's who it is. I didn't know he was a judge. I thought he was a priest. There's so much that I don't know. Anyway, it's a cool looking vinyl. It looks like up close of her hair. Yes, it is, because there's a picture of her and her hair. I don't know. I go back and, like, I like Doja Cat. My friend Edgar is always defending her against me, but I'm like, she's so mean to her fans. And he's like, yeah, but she had a point. Like, she's like, people come up to me and like, I love you. Like, will you take a picture of me? And she's like, no. Or picture with me. Can you take a picture of me? And she's like, no. And she's like, but I support, like, I love you. I spent so much money. And she's like, well, I didn't make you spend that money. I'm like, oh my God. People are out here begging for fans, and you and Chaperone are like shooing them away. Did you see that Chaperone was at the red carpet premiere? I guess it was purple carpet premiere of Guts, the World Tour movie or whatever. And she walked up to that guy, another photographer, and she's like, "You are so mean to me." I think she said at the Grammys, and she's like, "And I demand an apology." And I'm not saying like, I mean, good for her, but like I said before, I don't think she's gonna last long. I really, really don't. I just see her going down the road of Lord. And speaking of that, she posted today just a story, but you don't hear or see much of her. I wonder if she's coming out with something. I wish she'd come out with like a Pure Heroine Part 2. You know, like unreleased songs from that. I know she probably hates that. I hate when artists hate their most popular stuff, their most commercialized stuff. And that seems to be the case, like Lana Del Rey. Like, we have never, ever, ever gotten something even remotely close to Dark Paradise. No, Born to Die. What is the album called? Born to Die, right? And I just have a feeling that if you ask her about it, she'd be like, doesn't care about it, because it's like her most popular one. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's just some fans like that. And I also wondered the other day, how many times do you think that artists have sang their songs? Like, especially like the early songs. Like, do you think they're like, oh God, this one again? I remember seeing an interview with Miley Cyrus, and they asked her questions, and one of them was like, what's your least favorite song to perform? And she like made this little like scared smirk. She's like, sorry you guys, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's Wrecking Ball. I'm like, I can understand that, but that song is so good. That song is fantastic. That album came out 11 years ago yesterday, which makes me want to just completely float off into space and disappear, because I cannot believe it's been 10 years. 11 years. Yeah. Okay, Josh Brolin and Glenn Powell are starring in the remake of Running Man. Ask me what Running Man is. I do not know, but apparently it's a remake. The Running Man. Oh, okay. The original was in 1987. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maria, I don't know her middle name, Alonso. In a dystopian America, falsely convicted policeman gets his foot at freedom. Oh, shot. Sorry. His shot at freedom when he must forcibly participate in a TV game show where convicts, runners. That sounds. Sorry. I swear I'm not stupid, but the way they wrote this was dumb. Okay, let me just start over. In a dystopian America, a falsely convicted policeman gets his shot at freedom when he must forcibly participate in a TV game show where convicts, runners must battle. Oh, that must be what they're called. I don't know. Battle killers for their freedom. Huh. I don't know. This looks weird. Yeah, I don't know anybody else in this. Okay, let's see. I'm sure it's the same premise as the original one. The original one looks like way cheap budget. Way low budget. Okay, 2025. The futuristic United States of 2025 when the world has become a dystopia. Director Edgar Wright. Oh, Stephen King is a writer. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Edgar Wright is the director. I wonder what he's done. Oh, he looks young. 1974. He's fairly young. What has he done? Shaun of the Dead. I actually never saw that. Oh, he did Baby Driver? Oh, this is going to be good. Baby Driver, if you have not seen that movie, you need to. It is so good. Oh, Last Night in Soho. I never saw that either, but it has Anya Taylor-Joy. I think that's how you say it. And it's like a horror thriller though, so you just never know. You just never know when they're gonna sneak some gory scene in on you. What else has he done? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I've never seen that. Grindhouse, isn't that scary movie? Hot Fuzz. Huh. Looks like he does a movie. Well, I don't know. It's very random when he does movies. Anyway, yeah, so get ready for that. It says 2025, so probably pretty soon. Because we're nearing the end of 2024, which is so crazy. Okay, so Martha Stewart is the queen. I'll just leave that at that. But she, if you don't know the other lady, Ina Garten, she's also another, like, what am I trying to call it? TV chef, whatever, homemaker. But Martha Stewart was on Watch What Happens Live. That's Andy Cohen's show. Andy Cohen is the guy that created the Housewives franchise, and he has a show called Watch What Happens Live. But apparently Ina Garten has a new book out, and he asked Martha Stewart about the part that she's in. And I'm just going to play it for you because it's better coming from her mouth. Hang on, let me restart this. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry, guys.
Ina Garten's memoir yet?
Oh, I've read parts of it.
You what?
I've read parts.
You read the part about yourself?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
What do it say about
What was your take?
She can write whatever she wants.
What do it say? I need to know. I didn't read the book. What do it say?
Ina said that they fell out because she moved to Connecticut.
That's not
weak.
true.
That's not true.
Martha don't fall out with people.
Martha feels like she stopped.
Can you guys just take a guess at why she's stopping her friend before we carry on with this little TikTok? Just take a wild guess. It's something that happened to Martha Stewart in the early 2000s. Something big that derailed her career. So just, if you know what we're talking about, I've mentioned it several times, so you should know.
Talking.
After I went to jail.
Right.
Yeah, because see, that's when I stepped in.
Yeah.
See,
Right. Right. There you go. You know what? When one friend goes out the door, another friend comes in the door. Have you read?
So, if you didn't piece that together, is she stopped talking to her when she went to jail, which I don't know. That just sums up, I think, certain rich people behavior, maybe like older rich people, but also like small town behavior. You see a lot of that when you're in small towns, of when someone messes up or when someone does something against the grain of the society or community or whatever, and it's a real thing. So to have that happen on that big of a scale, and I just love how Martha's like, no, that's not what happened. No, and Snoop, he's like totally like attack dog, like protecting her, and like you can tell it's just a genuine friendship, and I love it. And I would just wonder what Martha would have been like if she wouldn't have gone to jail. I wonder, because I didn't really know she had this funny side of her until she did the TV show with Snoop Dogg, the cooking one, and then she did the roast. I can't remember which roast she did. I think she's done a couple of them. But I'm wondering if she just decided to like stop caring so much and stop being so, I don't think, not uptight, I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean, uppity. And if she would have gone to prison, I wonder what would have happened if she would have. I mean, obviously she would still be like mega rich and stuff, but I don't know. It's just kind of sad. And I'm glad that she's like, no, that's not what happened. But like, it's so curious why Ina would put that in the book, though. I don't understand. I don't get that. Like, just leave it out. Like, maybe, I guess, I don't really want to read the book, but maybe she's talking about like similarities or people comparing them together. But I'm sorry, no one can compare it to Martha. Martha is the queen, always will be the queen of homemaking and cooking and decorating and just hustling, honestly. Have you guys seen her house in, where is it? It's like upstate New York or something. It is amazing. And they said when she bought it, it was not like run down. Sorry, my voice. It's not like run down, but the grounds were like pretty unkept and the house needed some work, and now it's like a full thriving like farm. She has like workers on it. Like it's just crazy. She is just dedicated. Every morning she gets up and she juices like greens, like celery and stuff like that, and she has a glass of just green juice, and she like has a meticulous schedule. Like everything is down to the minute. And then she has a driver that drives her into the city like 3 or 4 times a week. And while she's in the car, she's with her assistant, and they're planning out the next, few weeks, or like what meeting they're going to. Like, she's just, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with her. Like, I literally am obsessed with Martha Stewart. If I could meet her right now, I mean, I would probably just simply pass away. But I would honestly probably ask if I could work for her in some capacity. And I don't want to be like a farmer, but like I want to be like a third assistant, like just someone like I'll open the door and I don't know, I'll clean the juice machine. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Just to be around her and her presence would be amazing. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. There's the beef with those two. I have on this list Avatar Way of Water budget. I'm just going to Google because I think I took a picture of it, but I can't remember. I think I saw it on Twitter, and it was James Cameron talking about his budget for Avatar, the second one, and how it was... Oh, I remember what it was. It had to become one of the highest earning movies in history to break even, and it has now become like the fourth biggest movie of all time. Let's see, Avatar Way of Water. So I kind of have like a structure of movies I'm going to watch throughout the year, and James Bond and Avatar are going to be, I think probably Mission Impossible too, like the series, like all of them are going to be like January, February movies I'm going to watch. That just feels right? Am I correct? Let's just see box office. Avatar: The Way of Water grossed $2.32 billion worldwide, making it the third highest grossing film of all time. I thought it was fourth. Domestic $684 million, international $1.6 billion. That really? I mean, I guess international is everywhere else. So I guess that makes sense. Here are some other box office highlights for Avatar: Way of Water. It beat out Top Gun: Maverick at the global box office. It was profitable with a total profit of $531 million. It was the only film directed by James Cameron to achieve the milestone of grossing over $2 billion. I thought Titanic had done that, and I thought the first one did that. I think for adjusted inflation or whatever, Titanic is technically $2 billion now. Highest grossing movies of all. Avatar's still number one. That's crazy. So how is... I don't understand. I think that was a typo. Google. Okay. It's not telling me... Okay, Titanic is number 4, 1997. Avatar: Way of Water is number 3, 2022. Avengers Endgame, number 2, 2019. And Avatar, 2009. That's not what I want to look up, though. So that's crazy. Let's see. Titanic box office. 1997 film Titanic has a worldwide box office total of $2,264,750,694. Domestic 674, international 1.5 billion. So I don't get that. That said, it hits the first one to make $2 billion. Avatar: Way of Water. Here are some other box office milestones for Titanic. Oh, sorry. I just moved my microphone. $600 million. Titanic reached this mark in domestic ticket sales in its 252nd day of release. The fact that it was in theaters for that long, like I've already known that. That's why part of the reason it made so much money is because it was in theaters for so long. And that was back when like movies were king. Like back in the 90s when there was like movie stars. Like they were the ones that were like the stars of Hollywood. Like obviously singers and stuff were too, but to be a movie star in the 90s was like elite. 15 consecutive weekends at number 1. That's crazy. First film since Beverly Hills Cop to top the box office for 13 consecutive weeks. It like tells you that, and then it in a smaller font it literally says the same thing. Titanic was the first film to do this since the Beverly Hills Cop. I know, you just told me that. First film since Star Wars to top the box office for 14 consecutive weeks. Titanic was released December 19th, 1997, had a budget of $200 million. Wow, $200 million. Okay, sorry. Avatar: Way of Water budget. $460 million. With an estimated budget of $350 to $460 million, the film is one of the most expensive films ever made. After repeated delays in release, Avatar: The Way of Water premiered in Odeon Leicester Square in London. Why? It's an American movie. In London on December 6, 2022, and was released in the United States on December 16th. Interesting. The new one comes out soon. I wonder what those meetings are like. It's like how much, like they're sitting at the table, like how much money do I get? We're thinking somewhere between 350 and 460 million. Does that sound fair? Come again? Are you serious? I just can't even imagine. I can't even fathom that much money. And is that like actual money? Or is it... I don't know. There's just so much I want to know. I don't need to be like a top dog executive, but I want to be in the rooms of these meetings, and I want to know what's going on. I want to know the behind the scenes. I want to know how like those things are done. You know what I mean? Like, do they just hand them a credit card, or how does this work? And how do you know? How do you know that you can do all this? Is my question. How do you know that you can do all this with CGI and make it look like this? I'm so confused all the time of how places and companies and stuff know that what they want is possible. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, okay, the cast for the new one, it is Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's supposed to come out Oh my gosh, not for a whole other year. December 19th, 2025. I wonder why they like December so much. Sigourney Weaver is still coming back. I saw a tweet. It's like, is anyone else named Sigourney or is that just her? I've never heard anyone else named Sigourney. My cousin, I think I already said this, which on Finding Dory, you know how Sigourney Weaver is the speaker lady on, what am I trying to say? Like the announcer at the aquarium. She's like, "Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver." My cousin didn't know that she was a real person. Like she knew who she was, but she didn't know her name. And I can't remember how like we found out that she didn't know. And I was like, that's so funny. But like with a name like that, yeah, I totally understand. Okay, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, I don't know who that is. David Thewlis. Giovanni Ribisi. I think that's how you say his name. If you're wondering who that is Phoebe's brother off of Friends. Sam Worthington. I thought he was a main part of the show. He's like number 8 on the call list. I'm like, sorry, I don't want to keep calling it the cast list. Edie Falco, she is in it. She's also played in the Menendez brothers. Oh, I'll talk about them in a minute. In the Menendez brothers miniseries that was in like 2018, she was their lawyer in that, Edie Falco. Yeah, I don't really know anybody else in this, but there you go. So apparently the district attorney or whatever, I don't know what it is, in LA has said he'll have a decision of the Menendez brothers and what their situation will be by the end of the week if they can get off on parole, I think. Let's just type it in. Like they've been having so many press conferences and stuff about these guys, and I think it was their mom's brother that came out and said no, they need to be in prison. And the mom's sister, I just saw a interview with her and she's like, no, these boys need to be released. They were abused. They were not safe in their own home. The people that are supposed to protect them did not. So yeah, the DA is what I was trying to say. What's next for the Menendez brothers as DA recommends their resentencing decades after their parents' killing? So apparently there was a law passed in California that if you commit I don't know what kind of crime before you're 26, somehow it lowers it. It's not like you're a minor, but it's kind of like that, I think. Anyway, this is from CNN. More than 3 decades after Lyle and Eric Menendez were convicted of their murders of their parents and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, the brothers now see a path to their potential release. Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon on Thursday filed a motion recommending a judge sentence the siblings, a decision that was culmination of a review that came after defense attorneys said in 2023 they had new evidence pointing to the abuse of their father. I will never excuse murder, and those were brutal, premeditated murders, Gascon told CNN Thursday. They were appropriately sentenced at the time when they were tried. They go life without the possibility of parole. I just think that given the current state of the law and given our assessment of their behavior in prison, they deserve the opportunity to be reevaluated and perhaps reintegrated into the community. So basically, I don't know. Like the law states that if you serve so much time, then you should get out after this. Like with this new law they passed, like the under 26 law, and they have, far as I think they've been in there like 34 years or something, 35. But like everything that they said they're like well behaved. They've got degrees. They're remorseful, obviously. But yeah, I would like to see them free. I wonder what they would do. I wonder where the money is. I wonder where the money went. You know what I mean? Because their parents were pretty wealthy. If it's accurate, in the show, they moved from Calabasas to Beverly Hills because they got caught stealing. So the dad was all embarrassed, and he's like, "We have to get out of here." And the mom's like, "But this is my dream home." He's like, "Keep it. Once the kids are grown and out of the house, we'll move back, and we'll just live in this one." And so they kept this one house in Calabasas, and it had like a huge pond, like crazy huge acreage. And then apparently the house they lived in Beverly Hills was pretty nice and like sought after and stuff. So I don't know what they did for money, but apparently they did pretty well. Did you guys see Tupperware is filing for bankruptcy? I know that's kind of a weird thing to talk about, but it's kind of sad. Yeah, they have their own version of a Stanley. Interesting. Oh my gosh, Tupperware makes that toy. It's that toy, that Shape-O toy. I did not know they made that. It's like that, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not an octagon, but it's like one side's red, one side's blue, and then you put like, there's a triangle, a circle, a plus sign, whatever shapes into the middle. No, sorry, you put the shapes into the thing and it goes in the middle, and then you stretch it and it all releases them, and then you do it again. Anyway, apparently it's called the Shape-O toy. But Tupperware made it. That's really interesting. It's interesting they're still making it. So this what am I trying to say? This bankruptcy must be a chapter, is it 11? Which is basically reassessing your assets or whatever. Let's see. Lender group to buy Tupperware out of bankruptcy. Also, did you guys see that Overstock changed their name? Sorry, let me finish Tupperware first. Companies like Tupperware made multi-level marketing famous. So basically Tupperware was really popular because it was catered towards housewives, and they could have parties and sell it and make their own money. But now it says that it was too late to the game to invent their what did I try to say, sales model? Sorry. So it looks like they're not going away. They're just not doing well. It says, why did Tupperware go out of business? The company is seeking bankruptcy protection amid growing struggles to revitalize its business. Tupperware sales growth improved some during the early days of COVID-19 pandemic, but overall sales have been steady in decline since 2018 due to rising competition. Rising competition? In the Tupperware community? What? I didn't know that was a thing. Wait, did you guys see Overstock change their name? I feel like they just did this like very discreetly. Oh my god, look at this chair. It literally looks like a banana. It looks like the thumbs off of Spy Kids, but a banana and a chair. You'll never guess how much it is. This is on Wayfair. It is $2,769 for this hideous, fugly chair. Oh, look at this. Sorry, I'm like gasping like you guys are here and can see this. A sideboard, which is basically like a cupboard that you put in a hallway or something. $81,000. It's on sale. It used to be $86,000, and it's hideous. Oh my gosh, that's ugly. That is so ugly. Who is buying this? Who? Only 3 left. Buy soon. This is ugly, you guys. This is awful. I can't even explain to you. How about $120,000? What is going on? I am baffled. What? Do you just pull out like a credit card and pay for this? It goes, listen to this, listen. $120,000, $86,000, $16,000. Then it goes to $300. Like they're not even like categorized correctly. $15,000. Sorry, you guys, I'm stuck on this for a second because I just am baffled. That is insane. Oh my gosh, that's insane. If you can afford to buy that, you have too much money. I'm sorry. The law now states that you send the money directly to me because you shouldn't have that much money. I'm sorry. Who's buying that? That's crazy. Okay, Overstock is now called Beyond, I think. But it still says Overstock on here. So this is why you always do your research. I just saw one article. And ran with it. But this, okay, so Beyond Inc. is, I think, the main company. And they purchased Bed Bath & Beyond, Baby & Beyond, Kids & Beyond, Zulily, wow, College Living, I've never even heard of these. And I guess they have overstock too. But I was under the impression that overstock was what is the problem of overstock? That's one of the questions. Increasing storage costs. The cost to store surplus stock is one of the most prominent downsides of overstocking, where warehousing. Oh, I think this is confused. I think it's just saying in general. They're wondering what's the problem of overstocking. I did see though Benson Boone posted on his story the other day. He's like, I've ordered 3 Dysons from Bed Bath & Beyond, and they've all come broken. And I'm like, okay, a couple questions. First of all, what Dysons are you ordering? You're just like ordering a vacuum? Like, just go buy one. Second of all, I didn't know Bed Bath & Beyond was still a thing. I mean, apparently it is, because Overstock or Beyond Inc. or whatever bought it. Do you guys even care about this? Do you guys care at all about this? I mean, this is absolutely fascinating to me. To go back to like the downfall videos, I watch videos about like bankruptcies and abandoned places and stuff, but it's not because I'm like thriving on their downfalls and I'm like, yes, they're suffering. I'm just genuinely curious what happens. But I don't want this to be a podcast of me just tearing down people. I just want to give the news and talk about Overstock.com. Anyway, sorry Tupperware, sorry Bed Bath & Beyond, sorry Overstock. Yeah. What's next? What is next? Okay, did you guys ever watch, so Mike Jeffries was that hideous, awful, ugly man. Just after I said I'm not going to tear down people. No, this man belongs in terrible places, and he deserves to suffer for the rest of his life. So he is the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, and this man, he did make the company profitable, like very, very, very profitable, and he was making like, I think at one point he made $80 million one year. That was his salary. And so they have a documentary. There's one called White Hot. It's on Netflix and it's pretty good. It talks about Abercrombie and just like the problems behind the scenes and stuff. And it's just more of like a general side of, the downfall of Abercrombie, because we all know it had its like little phase of fizzling out. But then there is one on the BBC channel, and I guess it's on, I listen to the podcast, but it's also what am I trying to say? It's also a documentary. But it talks about, let me just read you the description. This documentary deals with sexual abuse. Allegations of exploitation and abuse have emerged at one of the biggest fashion brands in the U.S. Former CEO Mike Jeffries transformed Abercrombie & Fitch from a failing brand into a multi-billion-dollar empire. Now various men claim they were recruited into a dark world created to satisfy the sexual fantasies of Jeffries and his partner Matthew Smith. So basically they would, they had some guy that would go out and find these guys, and they were sent Abercrombie clothes, which are basically like the flip-flops, the ripped jeans, I think no shirt, honestly. They had a private jet, and the what am I trying to say? The stewards, the flight attendants, they were dressed in flip-flops, ripped jeans, and no shirt. But they would fly these guys all across the world and just like at these giant like sex parties, and they would get paid little amounts. They would be drugged. They would sign these huge NDAs. They were forced into like silence and scared into silence, and so it's pretty dark, but it was very interesting to listen to. And apparently he got arrested, and they weren't really sure if that was ever going to happen. So the documentary is called The Abercrombie Guys: The Dark Side of Cool. It's pretty interesting. You should, if you want to listen to, if you're into like that kind of like documentaries and stuff. And then, I did take a picture of this. Abercrombie. So if you haven't shopped there, one of my like biggest like achievements in life is that I started shopping at Abercrombie after they got their new CEO, obviously. Basically, what I want to say about that ugly guy, he's truly one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. I'm truly not kidding. And he did an interview saying he doesn't want ugly fat people wearing his clothes, like on live television. And I'm like, you have no room to speak, first of all, sir. And second of all, you said that on my television? That is crazy. Plus, there's like a bunch of racial discrimination, like people getting fired because they're not white, people not getting hired because they're not white enough. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Oh, I forgot I took a picture of what Kim Kardashian said about the Menendez brothers. I'll go back to that in a second. Sorry, I took a picture of the Abercrombie thing too. I swear I did. I swear, I promise. I guess I didn't. Sorry. Abercrombie made a statement though, and let me get to it, because they have made changes. But what I was gonna say is, I would like everyone to know that I shot at Abercrombie before it was cool again, and I just want to let you know that I knew it was gonna come back, and it is now one of my favorite places to shop. And as it is many other people, they have really good clothes. People are like, and so in this article, I'll read it to you in a second, but someone's like, okay, apologize to us by making your clothes cheaper or making your clothes less expensive. I'm like, why? Why does it matter? Like, just don't buy them then. Okay. Abercrombie said, this is after the arrest of Mike Jeffries. As we shared when the accusations were first made public in October 2023, we are appalled and disgusted by the alleged behavior of Mike Jeffries, whose employment at Abercrombie & Fitch ended nearly 10 years ago. Speaking up and coming forward is not easy. Our thoughts remain with those who bravely raised their voices as a part of the federal investigation. For close to a decade, we have successfully transformed our brand and culture into values-driven organizations we are today. We have zero tolerance for abuse, harassment, or discrimination of any kind, and are committed to fully cooperating with law enforcement as the legal process continues. So that's good. I'm glad that they are, not trying to like cover it up. They're like, yeah, we literally know that this horrible, despicable, awful man worked here, and we have been cleaning up his mess ever since. But like Abercrombie he's 80, holy crap, was like the most profitable store in like the whole world back in the day, like the late 2000s, early 2000s, I guess, or whatever. Let's see. This is from ABC News. Former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries pleads not guilty in sex trafficking case. A defense attorney entered a plea of not guilty Friday on behalf of Mike Jeffries, the former Abercrombie & Fitch chief, who was charged with sex trafficking and 15 counts of interstate prostitution. Jeffries' wife and son were present in the courtroom and signed the $10 million bond secured by the defendant's home in New York. He must remain on home confinement, electronic monitoring, and no contact with his co-defendants, witnesses, or victims. A different attorney entered a not guilty plea on behalf of James Jacobson, who was accused of recruiting models. This guy, okay, I remember this guy. Jeffries and his partner Matthew Smith allegedly trafficked and forced into sex acts. He was released on bond of $500,000. How does he have that much money? Anyway, this James Jacobson guy, he has he's missing an eye, and he has a snake skin patch over his eye, and that's who would go and recruit all these guys for these two. Crazy, huh? Anyway, I was gonna read you what Kim Kardashian said about the Menendez brothers. Sorry, I just forget that I have all this stuff. Let's see here. Okay, this is on Kim's story the other day. The Menendez brothers, so she went and visited them. I don't know if she got to see both of them, but I know she visited at least one of them. The Menendez brothers were granted second chance at life and will wake up tomorrow finally eligible for a parole hearing. They could be released as early as 6 months. Thank you, George Gascon, for revisiting the Menendez brothers case and righting a significant wrong. Your commitment to truth and fairness is commendable. To the brothers' family, friends, and the millions who have been vocal supporters, your voices were heard. The media focus, especially on the heels of Ryan Murphy's TV show, helped expose the abuse and injustices in their case. Society's understanding of child abuse has evolved, and social media empowers us to question the systems in place. The case highlights the importance of challenging decisions and seeking truth, even when guilt is not in question. I believe in the justice system's ability to evolve, and I'm grateful for society where we can challenge decisions and seek justice, never stop questioning. Eric and Lyle are immediately this was shortly after, are immediately eligible for parole now that their sentence has been reduced to 50 years in life. In 2015, a bill was passed in California allowing individuals sentenced to life in prison before the age of 25 to seek parole after serving 25 years. Since Eric and Lyle have been in prison for 35 years, they qualify as youthful offenders and are immediately eligible for parole. So there you go. The More You Know by Maria Menounos. So much to talk about. So much. What time are we at? Oh, wow. Okay, let me hurry and speed this up. Sorry. Just yapping over here. Mr. Beast, he has that new food line, Lunchables, I think it's called, and it is moldy, so don't buy it for your children. And it's like way, way before the expiration date even says. I saw one person a couple people on TikTok show that their food was moldy, and then this one lady, I think she has a YouTube channel, she was reviewing food, and I think that's what she does. She's literally on camera opening the food, and she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, you guys, this is moldy. This is moldy. So, there you go. The Kardashians held a Wicked-themed screening for the new movie. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, they, were there. Wouldn't that be crazy? It'd just be a crazy life to have Ariana Grande show up your house. And someone in the comments is like, someone check on Pete Davidson. I didn't even think about that. Because Pete Davidson dated Kim Kardashian and Ariana Grande. Crazy world we live in. But yeah, that's just their life. They get to have screenings of movies that are like so sought after and people want to watch it so badly. And Trisha Paytas got to see it. I'm so excited for her because she loves Wicked. She's like obsessed with it, and she dressed up, her and her husband Moses, as a Fiero. I don't even know. Anyway, some of the characters in the movie, and Cynthia and I think Ariana both reposted them, and she was like so happy. She was so happy. Kelsey Ballerini is going on tour. Her album just came out. It's called Patterns. I have not listened to it. I like her. I think she'd be so fun to hang out with. So the tour starts like in 4 days, October 29th. Madison Square Garden. It's a arena tour. I don't think she's ever done an arena tour on her own before. She's going to quite a few places. She's going to be busy. Holy crap. And she is coming to Utah. So for all my Utah people, we finally get something. She's going to Las Vegas. Finally people are going to Vegas. Phoenix, Arizona. The Footprint Center, where I saw Charlie XCX. Denver is the last stop, March 30th, and she's coming to Salt Lake March 29th at the Delta Center. So secure your tickets, everybody. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has released their new trailer, and I'm so freaking excited. It comes out it comes out Tuesday, November 19th, so next month. But I don't know, I feel like they're just pushing Kyle out of the show, not like purposely, but I think the ladies are just kind of ganging up on her, and I love Kyle. If Kyle was on the show, I'd be so sad. She's just like the comfort blanket of the show, and I really enjoy her. Plus she has Kathy Hilton, her sister, and Kim Richards. Is that her name? Kim Richards, and they're just very entertaining. So I don't think they can get rid of her. I really want to know what her salary is. I'm sure it's massive. I'm sure it's huge. Let's see, what else? What else should I yap about before I let you guys go? As soon as the SpongeBob thing ends at Wendy's, which is that everywhere? I feel like it's not going to be in Utah. I just have a feeling, but the SpongeBob theme, they have like the Krabby Patty and the fries, and then they have the shake, which I think is pineapple. Not the shake, the Frosty. So apparently when that ends, they're going to have a salted caramel Frosty. So that's probably coming soon. Ray, she is the singer that sang Escapism. It's the just a heartbroken bitch, high heels 6-inch in the back of the nightclub sipping champagne. That song. Sorry, I got distracted with my own singing. She said her car was stolen, and in her car, she said in the boot, which in England that means the trunk. all of her writing books were stolen. So she's like, don't expect a new album anytime soon. I'm like, that sucks. First of all, why would you leave all those in your car? Second of all, that sucks. You wonder like how much of it she can recall, like remember. I don't know. That's really sad. Beyonce has a new perfume, everyone. And yes, you are correct. She just came out with one not too long ago. This one is CE Lumiere, and it is $160. There's not much information about... Oh, wait. There's literally a button that says more info. Beyonce.com exclusive. Top notes are Madagascar black pepper, Italian mandarin, heart, jasmine, sambac, absolute, rhubarb. Interesting. Base Indonesian patchouli and skin musk. What is skin musk? I don't know. Let's see. She has another... Oh, I kind of like her merch. I kind of want. Sorry, I'm distracted again. Of course, everything's so loud. I'm so tired of this. Make more. This is when it's okay to make more, when you're running out of things. Okay, the first perfume is CE Noir, and it is also $160. This one's in a silver packaging. It's really cool. Like, it would be such a cool like decoration to have. And the other one is the same exact bottle, but it's in gold. So, there you go. Let's see. Anna Kendrick was on Call Her Daddy, and the likes on those videos of her are crazy. Like, they're getting tons of likes. I love her. I love her so much. And she talked about this like 2 years ago, maybe, about her, this was on Dax Shepard's podcast, about her relationship she was in and how abusive it was and how manipulative it was and how she didn't even realize what it was until like way into the relationship. And I guess she talks about it more on the Call Her Daddy podcast. And she did like a Twilight skit, a couple of them actually. No, she did the Twilight skit, and then she did remember that trend that was going around with someone takes a picture and she's like, did you take my picture? And she's like, yeah. She's like, delete it now. She's like, yeah, I'm your book mom. That's from her movie with Blake Lively, Simple Favor, which is really good. Anyway, her new movie is doing really well. It's, what is it called? Sorry, I probably should know that. I just have on here, she was on Call Her Daddy. But it's that movie, I think it's based on a true story. Let's see. Hang on. Trolls. Woman of the Hour. No. Yeah, that's it. Why does it say 2023? Ugh. This is it's like a movie about how scary it is to be a woman and to always be afraid. So Cheryl Bradshaw, a single woman looking for a suitor in a hit 1970s TV show, chooses charming bachelor Rodney Alcala. First of all, he is not charming. Unaware that behind the man's gentle facade, he hides a deadly secret. So, people are loving this movie. It's on Netflix, and I love her. I truly do. And this is her, I think it's her directorial debut. She directed the movie. But yeah, give it a watch. Let's see. Paris Hilton had her Icon show or whatever in LA, and Kim Kardashian was in attendance. I just love how much these two support each other. Like, they're always down to support one another when they're like launching something new, launching new music, you know, like they're always just so supportive. Like, Paris Hilton's obviously rich and she has that Hilton money, which I don't think went as far as people realize. The Hiltons don't even own Hilton hotels anymore. And the way it was divided up, the money is not as massive as you would think. Like, it's still a lot of money, let's just be honest. But so I don't know what I'm getting at is I don't know how much she's getting as an inheritance or if she's already gotten it or whatever versus how much she's made on her own. But Kim is technically worth more in money sense. And everyone goes back to saying how Kim Kardashian was her assistant, which she used to deny. She's like, I wasn't her assistant. I was her closet organizer. But now she kind of just goes with it. I wonder if she just like, I don't really care. Whatever, you can call me your assistant. But you would think that seeing how famous and how successful Kim became, it would kind of make Paris a little bit bitter, you know? But it didn't. Like, she still is like one of the nicest people and loves Kim and is so supportive of her. I just love that. Lady Gaga's new song Disease is very good. It's giving Born This Way vibes. And I'm just very excited for the rest of the album, what it's going to be like. Plus, there's a music video coming out. And someone's like, please let it be 14 minutes for absolutely no reason at all. Queen Latifah is the new face for Good American. Good American is Khloe Kardashian's denim brand. And people love it. It's kind of pricey, but it's like really well made and people like it. So I love seeing Queen Latifah as the new face of it. Did you know that in her contracts for any movie she does, she has a no kill contract or whatever, which means she can't be killed off in any movie that she's in. So in case there's a sequel, that she can come back. Like it's baked into every contract that she signs. I'm like, that is boss behavior. That is so funny. Okay. Last but not least, Hallmark is having a lawsuit for ageism, and they're not happy. Did you know that Lacey Chabert, aka Gretchen Wieners, she's like the face of Hallmark right now. She's done over 40 movies. Did you know that? Hallmark lawsuit. Crazy, huh? Hallmark wanted to replace old talent like Lacey Chabert, 42, lawsuit claims. There's another lady on there, Holly Robinson Peete, who is 60. She does not look 60. Let's see. A Hallmark Channel executive wanted to replace old talent, offering actors Holly Robinson Peete and Lacey Chabert as examples. A new lawsuit against the studio claims Hallmark denies these allegations. Penny Perry, who worked as a top casting director at Hallmark for a decade, filed age discrimination and wrongful termination complaint on October 9th. In documents seen by The Independent, 79-year-old Perry alleged that Lisa Hamilton Daly, Hallmark's executive vice president of programming, said that network's rosters of holiday movie talent keeps getting older and we need to find replacements for them. Anyway, so there you go. Hallmark, our beloved, wholesome family channel, is having its own problems. It's so crazy that she's 42. And she's been in 40 movies. And they're probably all the same. Anyway, okay, that'll do it for me. I gotta go to bed. It is 9:15. I had to be up by 4:30ish. Actually, no, I don't. I'm already packed, you guys. Like, that is just how good I am. And yeah, have a great, I won't see you before Halloween ends. So have a great Halloween. Also, my birthday's next week. My birthday's in 6 days. 5 days now, technically. I used to like my birthday, but I'm not liking them so much anymore. Anyway, love you. Thanks for listening. Tell all your friends about it. Like and subscribe and rate it and answer the questions that I leave. And thank you so much. Bye.